six of his men, six of his children.
I'm delighted to be here, and may I a big thank you to Blenheim for allowing us to be very much part of the international horse trials here, and the opportunity to bring you together, many of you, not for the first time, who've come to support us, but some people who are perhaps new to World Horse Welfare. I like to think of World Horse Welfare as being for responsible owners. I think we are a very realistic organisation about what the potential is for horses and what their futures might be if they're not perfect. And we have to be realistic about that part of the deal. But we also can help owners to be more responsible and to understand what they are looking after and how to look after them. A lot of the international work is perhaps more obvious because it is about working equids, it is about getting the farriery right, it is about getting the saddlery right, so they don't suffer in the process of working, that they have a better understanding of nutrition, and that they value the animals that they work with more highly. And that makes a real difference. I've travelled enough to see major differences, even within countries, in attitudes to horses and working horses. And that goes back into the mists of time. So you have to tailor your projects to where you are and what people do with horses and what their expectations are. But interestingly, I think we have a role to use that experience here in the UK, where there are more people acquiring horses who have no real background in understanding the farriery, the saddlery, the nutrition, may have the ability in terms of space to look after horses, but not necessarily the understanding of welfare. And oddly enough, I think that word welfare is open to a number of different definitions, and maybe that is slightly different here in the UK. But we are talking about responsible ownership, whether they're sport horses, seen as working horses, which may still be true in Britain, or just having them in as decoration. That's okay. Although don't get a Shetland pony to do your lawn mowing, it doesn't work very well. And they become more trouble than they're worth. But there is another issue in this country which is perhaps different from other places, but it is true in Europe, and that is too many horses, a surplus of numbers. And I go back to the responsible ownership and having to be realistic and trying to get that message across, that part of the problems that we face are because there are actually too many horses and they're not in the right places or with the right people. And that the attitude towards their value also is different. And adding value to a horse, realistically adding value to a horse, may keep it safer and healthier for longer. And there is a real debate about how we do that. But I do think this is an organisation which understands the practicalities of horse ownership and the realistic way in which horses can fit into that, those ambitions, as well as their natural skills tend to take them. Horses can choose their own life for their own talents. Awful lot of them won't get that chance. If they don't do what you think they were going to do, that's it. We know they are a bit more flexible than that. But we do need to understand them a bit better and where their talents lie. And the answer is they have got talents in a number of different directions. Your interest in World Horse Welfare, I hope, indicates that you feel that we are realistic, we are on the side of the owner, and we do have a long-term view about maintaining real welfare standards for horses wherever they are in the world. And your interest and enthusiasm for joining us today, I hope, indicates that. But to our sponsors, to our hosts today, a very big thank you. But no bigger thank you than I can offer to you for joining us. You make the difference of what World Horse Welfare can achieve. Thank you.